Example 3, graph parabolas in vertex form. So it says graph and determine the vertex and lattice rectum of this value. Now, it doesn't tell us it's a parabola right away, other than right here, but we could tell because there's only one squared. Now, in the calculator, I'm going to pull this up first, and what we might notice is that the equation for a parabola is different than what we might expect. So when you go to parabola, you see both vertex form and standard form for both of these, where vertex is where you do have the quantity squared, and standard is when the ax squared plus bx plus c form. Now let's go over here to our formula chart. Notice that neither one of those match this form. So we're going to have to go from vertex form. So I want to go back over the problem. We want to choose vertex form because we do have the quantity squared. And so over here, I'm going to go, calculator. I'm going to choose the vertex form. And it says y equals. So that's the one I want, not x equals, but y equals. So I need to get it in this form. Now, there's a couple problems. One, this doesn't have a fraction. And two, it has the quantity of x squared before the additional number. So when I come here, the first one, the easiest thing to solve is to switch the order. We want the x squared at the front and the 1 at the back. So I'll just switch the order. This fraction is negative. So we'll put negative x plus 2, quantity squared over 8. And then the 1 is positive, so we'll put a plus 1 at the end. That's the easy fix. Now let's go back to the problem from calculator. Notice there's no fraction, but there's a space in the front. What we're going to do is this. Right now we're dividing by 8. That's the same thing as multiplying by 1/8. Or you could look at it this way. This is negative. You could put a 1 there. So I could actually rewrite this as negative y equals negative 1 over 8, if I made this the fraction, times x plus 2 quantity squared plus 1. That's how I'm going to graph this. So I come back over here. I'm going to type that in. Negative. Go here, negative. And it's 1/8, so 1 over 8. And then it was x, let's go back over here, plus 2. So to make this plus 2, we actually have to type in a negative 2. So it'd be minus a negative 2, that'll make it a plus. And then there's a plus 1 there. We get the graph, there it is. So it asks for the vertex and the lattice rectum. So I'm going to go C, hit that. There it is. Oops. Can't quite get that to move. There it is. And it also asks for the lattice rectum. So when I go menu, analyze graph, analyze conic, lattice rectum, highlight the shape, it will show us that as well. So again, it's 8 units across, which means my foci should be down 2 units. Let's check that real quick. Analyze graph, analyze conic, foci. Yep, the focus is in fact, if this is positive 1 up, this is negative 1 down, they're 2 units apart. That's why it's 8 units wide. That's what this says right there, 8 units. So let's go to graph this, where the vertex is left 2, up 1. So we go left 2, up 1. There's that point. Focus was down 2 points. And if it was down 2, now we're 8 wide. So I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be a point. And 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be a point on my graph. So to graph this, I'd go through those points and hook it down like that. That's my graph. And this, from here to here, is 8 units long. That was 8 units. That's my lattice rectum. So now we've found the vertex and the lattice rectum, just like it said. And now you have some to try.